Taylor Farms is expanding its recall of shredded iceberg lettuce after the FDA found a contaminated sample during import testing from Mexico. The recalled products were distributed in 27 states and several market-side branded salad items. For more, let's bring in former CDC Director Dr. Robert Redfield. Dr. Redfield, thank you very much for joining us in the Sunday briefing, sir. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So this was just in from, this was just in from this morning from the FDA. A sample of shredded iceberg lettuce supplied by Taylor Farms de Mexico has tested positive for Cyclospora. The sample was collected during targeted import surveillance as a result of the outbreak investigation. They confirmed this product is not part of their current recall, and they're working to identify whether any part of this implicated lot is available in commerce or in consumers' homes. Without saying it, I take that to mean that if you have lettuce in your fridge right now, maybe consider throwing it out. Is that how you read it?
Well, clearly, if it comes from that company, for sure, the Taylor Farms company, I think we're going to get a better handle on this now that they've recalled this lettuce, is to see if the outbreak stops or if the outbreak doesn't stop. And that will give us a sense that there may be other contaminated products in the market.
Okay. The Washington Post did a piece spotlighting last year's changes from CDC that reduced its surveillance for Cyclospora and several other pathogens in a program that tracks longer-term disease trends. They write this: the program known as FoodNet was scaled back because funding for food safety has not been maintained over the last several years, even before RFK Jr. became the health secretary and before cuts from the U.S. DOJ service. So they note that this program that did experience some cuts, has sort of been lagging in funding for a long time, and it was also not designed for real-time testing or detection response. Nevertheless, though, we have seen this sort of lag in the numbers that the states were reporting versus what the CDC was reporting. Do you believe that there's any one factor here that is contributing to how difficult it was to determine the source? And, should the CDC consider resuming any tracking of this particular pathogen?
Well, I think there's several things that influence the challenge here, but you are right. One of the things that I've tried to stress is I think it was a big mistake to cut back on our food safety surveillance programs. When I was CDC director, we had a very robust program that we operated in partnership with the FDA, and as you mentioned, tracked a number of pathogens, including Cyclospora, in all the states in a cooperative way. And unfortunately, that's been cut back. I think that's a mistake, and it should be reversed. I've told people I have a lot of respect for Secretary Kennedy. I think he'll be one of the most consequential health secretaries we've ever had. But cutting back on our surveillance programs, I think, was a big mistake. The second reason it's really difficult is when you get Cyclospora, you don't really get sick until about 2 weeks after you've ingested the infected pathogen. So it's not immediate. It's not like when you get norovirus or, Staph aureus food poisoning, which happens within 24 hours, 48 hours. So I think that's a problem. And the third problem is we don't really have a tracking mechanism for the organisms. When I was CDC director, we developed genetic tracking of a lot of organisms, the E. coli, Salmonella, a number of them, that we could really show that it's the exact same bacteria and really track it. We don't have that for Cyclospora.
Okay, I want to get the issue on the other big health concern that's sort of dominating the headlines. It's all the smoke from the Canadian wildfires. We had some rain that seemed to, make things a little bit better, but what is the concern right now in parts of the country that have been experiencing this smoke? Who are the biggest risk groups, and do masks, are masks advised still in those places?
So it's a real risk, and the heat quality in some of our cities has been classified as truly unhealthy. The people at greatest risk are people with COPD, asthma, heart disease in particular, pregnant women. Strong advice, including my own wife giving it to me and our family, to stay indoors. Washington, D.C. was in a high unhealthy state. Baltimore, where I live, was high unhealthy. The problem is there's very small particulate matter that's in the air now. It goes down to about 2.5 microns. That can get into your lungs in deep places. It actually can get into your bloodstream and really cause significant disease consequences. Luckily, with the rains that recently came in last night, it's cleared up the air a little. I was just checking New York, where the soccer game's going to be. I see that their air quality has improved significantly. But it's a real issue, the air quality as a consequence of causing significant exacerbations of underlying chronic disease, particularly COPD, asthma, heart disease.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on it, and appreciate your time this morning, Dr. Redfield. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. God bless.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.